Chapter 14, Language of God. Most of us believe that there is a higher power that controls this world and is responsible for its overall functioning. This we have been tutored by elders right from birth. They say, there is God, He is looking after all of us and protecting all. When you are in trouble, appeal to God, He will help you. There are many people who condemn the gods of other faiths. They believe that their God is the real God and all other gods are demigods or do not exist. There are also many people who say that there is only one God who has different names in different faiths. Even the persons who say that there is no God accept that there is a rhythm in everything that is seen around us. This is seen in the seasons, day, night, plants, animals, matter, etc. They say that is nature, that is natural. So, in actual sense, they also accept the superpower of nature, which others call God. Most people go by faith in the superpower because they have been told to believe in it. So, when one is having some problem, he is told to pray to this particular God to get a solution. When the problem is solved, he believes that God has heard his prayer and blessed him. People say God exists, He listens to you, He does justice. When they see that their problems are not getting solved, they simply condemn the existence of God and say that there is no God. There are many who blame their faith and say that their problems are due to their actions in this birth or previous births. But most people are not true believers. They take shelter under God only when it suits them and when they have some problems. However, there are a handful of people who have really experienced and know the ultimate truth. They understand God and His language. We do not understand the language of the Spirit because we get confused with different gods, names of deities, forms, desires, frustrations, etc. Can God talk? What is His language? Even if He talks, can we understand right? No, we understand it differently. This is just like misunderstanding words of the language which we do not understand. Once, a ship was sailing in the Atlantic Ocean. A German named Gensberg was traveling in the ship. The captain of the ship had allotted a table for this German and another Frenchman, a fellow traveler, to share while taking food. The two were supposed to eat together. The first day, when the German came to the table to eat, he found the Frenchman already seated there, and on seeing the German, the Frenchman got up, removed his hat, bowed, and said, Bon appetit, meaning have a good appetite, which is their custom, and started eating. The German thought that the Frenchman was asking his name, so he said Gensberg and started to eat. Next time, when they again met at the table, the Frenchman greeted him with Bon appetit. The German thought that this man did not remember his name, so he repeated Gensberg and started eating. He did not understand that the Frenchman was wishing him a hearty meal. This dialogue of Bon appetit and Gensberg went on for a few days. Then, one day, the German got fed up, went to the captain and complained, You have allotted a very bad man for sharing the table with me. Every time I go to eat at the table, this man asks me my name, and I have to tell him my name every day. You please advise him not to ask my name anymore. The captain then asked the German to repeat the words used by the Frenchman. The German said, He says Bon appetit. The captain laughed and said, Oh, I see. He is wishing you to enjoy a hearty meal. The German felt very sorry for having misunderstood the greetings of the Frenchman, so he decided to make amends. Next time, he went very early to the table before the scheduled time for meals, and as soon as the Frenchman arrived, got up, removed his hat, bowed, and greeted him, Bon appetit. The Frenchman was taken aback by this gesture and thought for a second and said, Gensberg. He thought that the German word for thank you is Gensburg. This is how we understand the language of God. If some things click, we think God has given it to us. If something bad happens, we think it is our bad luck or fate. We may even ask Him, "Is this what you give me for having been so faithful to you? I have done so much puja to you, but you are very cruel and heartless. Instead of rewarding me, you are only making things worse for me." This is not the language of God. God is a witness. How can air, water, or other Panchabhutas understand your pain? How can Akasha understand your pain? God is much beyond these things. God does not understand your mind because He is in the witness bhava. He is consciousness. When you are crying, how can matter cry? Similarly, when a bhakta cries, how can God cry? The entire nature is filled with consciousness that has nothing to do with your mind or activity. We should melt our mind and enter the thoughtless state. When there is no thought, we can reach the state of the Vishwatma or the cosmic self. Your aim should be to enter into the consciousness of God and merge with God to attain silence. Many believe that God will solve their problems. One boy was appearing for an examination. He was afraid that he would not pass the examination, so he went to an Anjaneya Upasaka. The Upasaka told the boy, "Anjaneya will help you. You chant the mantra I give you. He will see to it that you pass in the examination." The boy very sincerely started chanting the mantra. He did not study anything but sincerely chanted the mantra. On the day of the examination, he went to the hall. The question paper was given, but the boy did not know anything. He expected Hanuman to help him in writing the examination, but nothing happened. Anjaneya did not help him. Next day, the boy approached the Upasaka and questioned him. "You told me that Anjaneya will help me in writing the examination. I have been chanting the mantra you gave me, but he did not help me at all. I could not write anything in the examination." The Upasaka asked the boy, "Did you study for the examination?" The boy said, "No, I expected Lord Hanuman to help me." The Upasaka then said, "You see, had you studied even a little bit, Hanuman would have helped you to write the correct answer at the time of the examination. You should have been sincere in your studies, and only then he would have helped you. He would have given you a very strong memory." Similarly, everyone wants to be rich without effort. If we want to be rich, we have to strive hard and execute our plans with full faith. If we do our duty properly, we can expect proper fruits for our actions from God. We should not blame God for our failure. We can understand the language of God only in perfect silence. There is a basic witness, silence, and awareness in all of us. Through us, it manifests as wisdom. The body is a reflection of this wisdom. If at all there is any language of God that one can understand, it is wisdom. Everyone has wisdom, only it is blurred by confusion. To get wisdom, one has to become silent within. People are trying to attain Krishna consciousness. How can Vishwanath attain Krishna consciousness? In consciousness, there can be no difference. This consciousness is common to all. When we do not understand Krishna consciousness, we make him out as an idol. It may be good to do Vigraha Aradhana because it aids in spirituality, but you should ask yourself why you are doing it. You are doing bhajan, do it, but ask why you are doing it. Ultimately, you have to transcend bhajan also. You have to attain silence. You have to become you. Otherwise, there is no use believing in different gods or religions or faiths. Silence is your very base. This is the language of God. Feel this silence in all your activities like puja, aradhana, daily routines, etc. Extend yourself and go back silently in any activity. If you take this seriously and go on implementing it bit by bit, you can attain silence.